yes. This is the Rastafari Samurai, never leaving you dry in your eye. I approve this message nationwide scene. We are here back on a Friday night. You done know D2E. You done know here. We are all the family here. You done know. Everybody introduce yourselves, man.
Frost. Can't forget Frost.
You done know. But yo, introduce y'all, man. All our hosts here for tonight, man. Tell them who you be.
Yo, well, I'm here in the Down to Earth Studios. You know, the one Sean Myrie, the host. And we got some other hosts, you know, that we've been getting down to earth for a while, you know. Introduce
All
yourself,
right.
brother.
It's the Rexdale Rasta, Impenetrable, the Rebel. You already done knowing out of building. You see it.
Don't know the boy, the Crown T Royal in here, you know. Another one, man. Let's get it.
Yeah, we're going to get it real deep, down to earth conversation. We're just going to hold a vibe. And this is just, you know, what we, in the energies we're just sending out to the universe.
So what energy you gonna send out tonight?
It's called the hit list this episode, a special episode because
okay.
Yo, Sean Myrie's in the studio and we got some high intelligence, not like the usual. We got Impenetrable, we got the Crown, my brother, you know us D2E, so you're getting a special. So now, topic of the conversation is this stuff like what's social media, expressions of like your opinions. People think that you got this thing called freedom of speech, what they put in some type of constitution, but there really is no freedom of speech when you analyze it. Not too much people analyze it. They think, oh, you say freedom of speech, you could say anything you want. No, it's a system they have made so then they could control the ideas or people, the mass, right?
Of course,
so
of course.
When people say, like, I know a lot of people who say they're conscious say, oh, I got freedom of speech. I could say whatever I want, right? We think we can say whatever we want, but there could come...
There's consequences.
Consequences, because people are getting charged now just for defamation of character.
Well, it's like the saying
The more
goes.
money you got.
The saying goes, though, too. Like, all of us always want to say to everybody, like, yo, keep it real. Keep it real, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes doesn't keeping it real put you in a problem?
Keeping it real sometimes.
All the time.
Yeah.
All right.
That's for sure.
See the problem that
All
we in
the
right
time,
now
all
for
the
keeping it
time.
real?
All the truth tellers, that's all they deal with. It's
You
trouble.
see what me I said? All right. So you are right, though, Sean, because the ideologies in regards to, like, freedom of speech, yes, we do have, like, freedom of speech in regards to, like, sharing our thoughts, sharing our opinion. But the way how it's done now is that the communication, or what they like to call telecommunication, is that now that if we want to now share these type of things, it's on someone else's platform. Like you're being now inside someone else's household.
Yes.
And then trying to say like, all right, no, I want the rules in the household to be my way.
You can't be rude.
You know what I mean? So it's like you can't be
Manners.
rude.
That's why I don't fuck with IG like that. Like, it just,
And that's why, like, yeah, we can't really be mad in regards to like our voices being knocked down on someone else's platform.
I would never be mad, but I'm making like a joke of it. Like
It is a
mockery
joke,
of it.
though, yes.
Because it's something what I knew before this platform. These platforms became big. Because not too much people is gonna like say it, but I remember when this Facebook started. Before that, Black Planet. Call me an OG. Call me an
Black
OG.
Planet.
You had MSN Messenger. You had all of those like different. Remember when we even had like BlackBerry?
I remember that.
BBM, that was the era right there.
You see what I'm saying? Like we had all of these things in regards to now like them controlling in regards to like our communication and sharing our thoughts with one another.
Yeah.
Even though the internet was bringing everybody together in regards to what that was their advertisement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
And also
The internet wasn't to bring people together.
I know.
No. It was about listen here, man. Straight up, it was rich people first, right? And the military and all of them thing there. So check this out. There's not enough rich people, right, to prophesize on the internet. You get what I'm saying? So everybody who has access to it since 1995, right, when it went public, right, it shut down businesses and it created new businesses. So, really, the internet didn't bring people together. It brought all these big companies together to make more money.
Yes.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
now we're going to get back to the freedom of speech.
Back to the freedom of speech.
What freedom of speech?
What I'm trying to say now,
Yes.
when people are doing, like, for example,
The
music,
lack of.
The lack of freedom of speech.
music, right?
Better you say that.
The
Yeah.
music,
Even
what
the
has
music.
more expression of talking about reality, that's more freedom of speech. So that shit gets not what we call promoted. The shit, what they're talking about, like fantasies and sexuality, that shit will get promoted, right? Because it's to play with the brain. You get what I mean? The vibration.
Yeah, of course. It's
And the violent
definitely a
shit, if it's so
psychological
violent,
game being played.
it's-
Yeah,
they
like
use it
low vibration.
psychological, right?
Yeah, to celebrate low vibrations.
To
completely.
celebrate low vibrations, but the shit what's talking about, like fight the power, like Public Enemy and shit like that, right?
They didn't want
it
that
came,
type of message
that
out.
was just bursting. They're lucky to even get to
No,
that.
you see what was going on during that time with our music, because I can say I'm a bit more older and understanding. Like the message through our music and even like through like even our African culture was to letting us being aware of what was going on around our communities. So that's why we were celebrating it in a way so that they couldn't infiltrate the code.
Okay.
Our music and the way how we've always done our like code of like celebrations was definitely a code of like letting our people them know what is going on or like how to like get through situations in
like
life.
even in the slavery times, that's what people are doing. They're doing songs and
Songs
shit
and
like
hymns
that.
in regards
And
to
they,
like,
the slave master didn't like to hear the slaves be.
They
Yeah,
didn't wanna
but
hear
that was
that.
their way to like communicate
send
messages.
to get what they got to do to get free. You know what I mean? Like,
free, yeah.
you know, wade in the water. You know, wade in the water,
So,
children. You
I'm
know?
gonna ask
now
this,
with
though.
this generation getting to like the communication of it of the music is that now that they infiltrated it, which we all know, we're not getting that type of like messages promoted that much. It's like now you have to look for those type of artists in regards to the message
But
now
now,
being portrayed
how we
out
gotta
there.
analyze this? When was freedom of speech created? When did this whole thing, this whole name, freedom of speech, come
I have
about?
no idea.
Freedom of speech only came when it actually worked in power for actually the colonialists and the imperialists at the time. That's literally what it only came out from.
Look, freedom of
Because-
speech came up with when they were saying freedom fighters.
So who's
and
taking
guess
the-
what?
who are
Guess what?
those
Wait,
people?
hold on.
Well, who are those
And then
people?
after freedom fighter turned into terrorist. You get what I'm saying? That they turned the terms.
Who are those people? The same ones. What are you talking about? When you look, who are those people? That's how the system is ran.
It's what we like people want to call the elites because they think that they're better than everybody else that's out here in this world. And it doesn't just has to be one set of race. It's all the races out there because many of us all think that we're better than our own people in our own culture at times. You know what I mean? But it's that type of like ugly mindset now why the system was put in place. Because these people now psychologically understood that, all right, if I know that I can actually manipulate and conjugate a system where these people are going to believe in it and feel like they're still living free out of it, they're going to use it.
So they use it. They make an illusion Right?
Exactly.
that you could express yourself any way you want, but it's just a way to catch you like a roach.
Yeah, at the end of basically. But at the end of the day, right? You need a platform to get your message out.
Yeah.
Or to have to speak, right?
Yeah.
So the whole freedom of speech thing is like
You know
it's a
what?
facade because like they provide the platforms.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay.
They're providing it, so that's why they now have the control
Of it.
of it.
And I'd done a podcast a long time ago based off the whole industry of communications and broadcasting in America.
Yeah.
I'm going to quote, I don't remember exactly his name, but I think his name was Sean or something like that. This guy was when Martin Luther King was around,
Okay.
right? Martin Luther King, I think in the late 50s, going to the 60s, he was getting big as a reverend preacher from, his father was a big, church preacher too or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So there's a other guy who was out, and he was a big the first televangelist was this black guy. I think it was mixed
Okay,
with
remind me
native.
what a televangelist is, because men don't really follow too much of this
Televangelist.
other life.
The
Like the
church
mega
is
They-
back in the
they
day,
taking
it was
it
like a podcast, like
yeah.
what we're doing
Oh,
Taking
right
it to
now.
another level.
To another level.
It was like a
Alright.
podcast. It used
Like
to be
Benny
on the
Hinn.
radio.
Knocking niggas
It
over.
would
Oh,
play,
okay, yeah.
and people would hear the whatever he's preaching. It would be on the radio, like how we're talking, like a podcast.
Yeah.
I made the episode. It was called the first social. What they call the influencer, right?
Okay.
I have his name up. I don't remember it by heart, but he has Lightfoot in it. That's why it's mixed with native, right?
Okay.
This guy is the beginner of the Church of God, right? He's the
What you
Church
mean?
of God in America. This televangelist developed it. He had churches all around America. The FBI hired him, or he was associated with the FBI, and he would talk bad about Martin Luther King. He was like the guy who was like bad mouthing Martin Luther King, because he wanted to be like he seen how
He
big
wanted-
Martin
he
Luther King
wanted
was
Martin
getting.
Luther King's
But he was
position.
on he was a televangelist funded, playing all through
What was his
America.
name again?
I think it's Michonne. I could go on the podcast because we've done a lot of
No,
podcasts.
don't promote no other podcast.
Yeah, no, my podcast.
Oh, okay,
What
okay,
I
okay.
done, I done it on him.
Okay.
No, I have it on the pod. Right? I could go check for it.
Well,
I done the whole thing on this man. He's the one who
That's
was our
strong. I
first
never heard of it.
influencer, like what we're talking on the internet, and he got millions of listeners. He had listeners from the 60s. He had churches built all over America.
but that's what the system, as you can see it now today, is really built upon, is that it's built upon influencers in regards to getting the ideologies of the people who are paying the influencers to say, not really in regards to what is really going on out here in this world, but actually in regards to the ideologies of what the elites want them to paint the picture for people to believe in.
Their
because
agenda.
yeah, their agenda.
I see.
This is why you get like celebrities.
Yeah.
This is why they now promote like athletes and certain things to like do certain type of advertisements and such.
Yep.
Because it's the influence.
yes.
Definitely.
You see what I'm saying? Now, when you're now having these type of influence now giving you the ideology of what life should be looking like,
Yeah.
how many people are going to now say like, oh my gosh, yeah. You know what I mean? So it's definitely going towards that route where it's not really in regards to a freedom of speech of the truth of what's going on. It's a freedom of speech in regards to an agenda, in regards to what they want the life of life to be pictured as. So that's why now when you now speak out against it, Solomon Michon. Okay. All right. So
I'm
that
gonna
was
look-
the
I'm gonna look him up.
individual. So
I
that was
can't
the
pronounce it,
individual
that's
that
why.
was like jealous of.
Martin Luther King.
Martin
He was
Luther
bad
King.
mouthing him. He was working with the FBI
But that
for
goes with, like,
years.
almost anything that you do in life. People are gonna badmouth you when they do not like the way how you are like
Yeah.
presenting yourself out there to the world, because everyone's gonna be a critic. Well, you could have done it this way, that way.
See what his name's Solomon
Solomon. Yeah.
Michon. See how
Michon.
it's spelled? Like French, right?
Yeah, Michon.
Look him up. Solomon Michon. When you see that, it's like a movie.
But remember now too, it's
It's like
even in the
COINTELPRO
scripture.
though. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
He was like COINTELPRO.
like what they
Jealousy
done
has
Marcus
always been
Garvey.
something.
Same
Yeah.
the way they done Marcus Garvey. This guy was on a
Intelligent.
famous. He was famous. The Church of God. Do you know the Church of God? I used to hear about this.
Nah,
growing
that's what I
up.
was
No,
asking
that's
you.
what
My
What you
parents,
mean? Like,
Rock, remember we had I seen a Bible what they had in here growing
that's
up.
it was
Church
just-
of God.
just Church of God. That's the
God.
name of the.
It's the big. Look up Church of God in America. How much people
Really?
follow the Church of God. This man was the main man. And he just disappeared out of nowhere after that.
Yeah.
I
Was
don't
he
know.
knocking people over too? Like was
I
he
don't.
doing that type
He's
of shit?
if you look more deep, man, it's like a mystery. He was a radio influencer.
No, I mean like you know
televangelist.
like Benny Hinn
Yeah,
with the jacket. Just
I think
like
more than
type
that.
of
Yeah,
televan-
this man had millions of listeners, like what we're doing right now, podcasts. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it was
Remember,
like, a
like back in the
podcast.
day, how like certain TV channels had like just like certain like church people because they had that type of strong influence. What was it, like 700 Club or
Yes,
something like
this
that?
is one of them.
it was like one of them
Church
things
of
that, like,
God.
you know what I
brainwashing.
mean?
I used to hear about
Brainwashing
this
out,
from my like
It reminds me of a dude that weirdo fucking dude that killed all the members of his church. Jim Jones.
The difference is this guy's clean.
Jim Jones.
This guy, you know
It's
what I mean?
always some religious.
No, but the difference is this guy's
maniac.
clean. He never got charged with.
What you
He's
mean?
not charged with nothing. He worked. They just the room. Oh,
He's
FBI.
not clean if he's working with the FBI, my
No,
nigga.
but he never. He wasn't. You get what I
Dirty as a
mean?
motherfucker.
He's not. He never got locked up for nothing.
Because he
Yeah,
was
but you're
covered up
working
by
with the FBI.
That's what I mean.
That's dirty as it
FBI is
gets.
gonna always make sure that you look clean. There's nobody out here that's perfect. So at the end of the day, for anybody to try to tell me like, yeah, he was like never locked up or nothing, man, you had to work with somebody.
Yo,
Probably
you know.
why he was
When you
working
go
with them.
when you go on
'cause he-
YouTube and look this guy up and you hear him, that was the influence for a lot of black Americans too. Would
Okay.
listen to him, how he preached. He
Well,
brought
that was the thing.
excitement.
so many schools of thoughts though when it comes to us. Like,
Listen, when you are an influencer, when you have that type of power, sometimes you don't even realize like how strong your influence can be on others until afterwards. It's like leaving a seed and then seeing the plant grow, right? But once you have acknowledgement of that and knowing how to use it, people out here are using it to their advantage. And then there are people that see that and then are like, all right, let me like invest into this.
That's exactly what happened. You know this man, when you look
Yes.
him up, it's like a movie. Yo, the government funded a lot of the church, like built them, man. Built churches all over around America. I think a couple hundred, if not thousands,
Like,
man.
think about the influence of like right now, like how a Michael Jordan is now. Like
Yeah.
we saw Michael Jordan as like a black youth coming out from like the ghetto, and then getting up to a level where now it's like we've all now had the man's shoes everywhere, whatever, whatnot. You know what I mean? They invested into
This
that
one.
type of influence.
Well, I'm gonna get more deeper now. I'm gonna
Alright.
switch it up, man.
he
Yeah,
keeps saying
right.
the word influence.
No,
And-
my
and
brother,
you're
this
talking
was
about freedom
this
of
is
speech.
controversial,
I
right?
keep thinking about Instagram and followers and just
This is
today's
freedom of
society,
speech.
everything just
I'm gonna
ties
put
in.
it
That's
again.
what it ties in. It's not more about freedom of speech. It's more about like
The
who
so-called
can be
freedom
the-
of speech, I should
It's a
say.
so-called freedom of speech,
Yeah.
but it literally it's all
There's no
about
freedom.
the influencers and how much they're giving the attention to their followers.
Is for example now Trump, he's testing it. He knows about this whole shit. He's playing with it like a game. He knows about this foolishness, right? So that's why you hear him talking the way he talks. Even Bush
But they
before
even
the way he
censor him
talks,
too.
right?
Well, they
Twitter.
tried
No,
to
it's
censor him.
it's just a game
Listen, no,
for
no,
us.
no.
It's a show they're giving us.
That now brings up the real point
That's for sure.
about censorship. You see now, when it comes to him using what he was doing on Twitter, because it's on someone else's platform,
Yeah.
they censored him. But you see, if he was out there on stage
Yeah.
with the microphone right there in front of him, you can't censor him.
Yeah.
And also, he has Trump social too. So
Now he has his own social site.
Now he has his own social site. So this is why, like, they understand now the game of like freedom of speech. It's like, yes, you can be on there with a platform where everybody in the world is using it. But if you're still using it as, again, when we came back to my first analogy, being in someone else's house and then trying to
Guidelines.
like say
That's
that,
they have their guidelines.
that's their community guidelines.
You're
That's
a
the
guest.
household
We're all a
guidelines
guest.
in their,
we
like,
just
house.
scroll to the bottom and click accept. We don't read all that shit.
And that's the whole thing with people. Like, people take it too personally where they're like,
Scroll.
oh my God, they shut down my account. It's so personal. And I'm like, listen, did you pay for it?
No.
Did you get any type of ownership out of this? This is something free, but everybody is on there. So you're using the same platform that somebody is providing. So you have to be smart now in the way how you're putting out your message inside a household
Yeah.
or inside a business.
Because
it's the
it's-
same way how like you do like insider trading
Yeah.
with a business now. Like everybody that's now doing with stocks, there's inside trading going on all the time. You
Yeah,
can't
people know
tell me
what's
that,
up, and some
right?
people don't.
And some people don't mess with it. But regardless, coming back to the point is that, you know what I mean, if you want to get your message across of like what is going on, sometimes it just has to be between one-on-one, between two people, not for the whole entire household or the entire business to find out wagwan. Right?
Everybody can't be privy to the information. You know what I mean?
Not everybody can be privileged to the information.
Doesn't work like that.
So like with these recent guideline changes, which I'm gonna say, I don't know if anybody's really highlighting this, but I know I've been highlighting this for a while. Now in Canada, right, and I know America is really the same, but they just split it with like all this politics shit, right? So now here we got this guy named True, right, and he's trying to do some new shit, right?
Yeah,
because
trying to make it true.
Yeah, he's trying to make it. He's just doing some new
Trying
shit,
to do what?
right? No, by making like censorship more
Or the
stronger
bill see the same thing.
to monitor and basically police, like, which I already knew before all of this shit. Anyways, they were gonna do all of this shit. I'm not surprised. You know, some people surprised. Oh, all this censorship. Like I seen it. You know, like when you predict this shit was gonna happen anyways. Like from 2000. Remember, I'll be straight up. I'll tell you my age. 43. So from I was like before I was 20, I knew this shit was gonna happen. All of this shit was gonna happen around now.
Because there's patterns. Patterns show you things. Patterns never lie to you. No matter how much somebody can say something to you or act out something, patterns will never lie to you. And the patterns have been showing step by step how they want control of everything that's going on in this world. So that's why freedom of speech is gone. This is why now you're going to be seeing digital currency. The whole entire Bitcoin was like the whole entire like acceleration of it because everybody now jumped into it.
But social media really got popular when I seen it.
You know what's interesting
like
though?
2000, 2000.
You mentioned social media. Sorry to cut you.
Yeah, go on.
But and you mentioned the boy Trudeau, right?
Yeah.
It's really interesting that in America, right? I think it was 2020. They passed the Freedom of Information Act, where now regular citizens can access all, you know what I mean?
All information, right?
And
so it showed you how much of a restriction of information they were allowed to get.
Yeah, just earlier this year now, on social media, we can't access American media.
Yeah.
Like if you on Instagram, if you try to like go to like New York Times or LA Times or anything, it's blocked. You cannot.
It's even the same thing with
it gives you
the
statement too. It's blocked by the Canadian government. And
shit. That came into effect. That was like for like months coming down in because what it is
but it's interesting to me that like
this is part of
information
and so-called freedom of speech.
From all of that is that the reason is that social media was literally exposing how mainstream media
that's where you
is lying.
It wasn't traditional media no more. It was the people.
It was the people now like showing you what is really going on. So once that happened, because of the whole entire COVID thing, they realized now that big time mainstream media doesn't have that much of an influence anymore as much as social media does in regards to the news of what's happening around the city, around the countries anymore. You can even look at like some of the people that actually were standing out during like all of the lockdowns. They had more views on their social media platform
because of
than people were even watching on television.
The people got fed up.
People were more like straight in tune to watch something and seeing something from like a social media platform, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, of what was really
more
going
than
on
watching on the normal news.
I think it's a generational thing too.
Yeah.
Because I think you'll never get boomers to like not trust the media. Like some of them will, but most boomers, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most of them are
traditional media is what they're gonna go with that narrative.
Yeah, you got a point because
especially like leftists
straight
and
up
stuff.
because in '99 I was convinced when my brethren showed me certain things on social media, I went, straight up. I went. This was like I was convinced that straight. Pure lies, man, fucking thing. I went,
propaganda.
Check this out. Down to the email. They haven't put my real name. You know what I mean? They have whatever as well. You know what I'm saying? But from when I'd seen it at an early state, I went, yo, what's gonna happen in the next couple of years? And I already thought that from that time, from 1999. Okay?
And here we are today. The internet's still fucking up the world.
The whole joke about the internet, and my father told me, and I always tell everybody this story, is that my father goes, you have to know words in words, my son. Right? And he goes, look at it called internet. Look at World Wide Web. What is a net?
Catch you.
What is a web?
To catch you.
Web. So everything to catch you is true. What is
But-
that?
Right.
Web.
Check this out. Check this out though. Before it was called that, it was called the information highway.
It's still
Now,
high. They still
That's the
can't
next
tell from
joke.
you.
That's why my father was telling me about the
That's what it
internet.
was called.
Because
first.
what it was now doing,
Information highway.
and what it has been doing, and what a lot of people haven't been paying attention to is this. They told you that the internet is the information highway, so you can get a lot more information than you could, like from books,
You know-
and a quicker access.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what
Right.
I found out
Digital.
about it? Yo,
Digitally.
You know what I found out about this?
Yeah.
My grade 8 teacher. You know, another thing. You know, about my age, but you know, but anyway, we don't need to get into that. But anyway, my grade 8 teacher was saying about telling us about this, and to be honest with you, we thought she was like off her rocker. You know what I'm saying? We're like, this thing is gonna give you this and that, all information, all different stuff, and all
Yeah,
everything, and it's called
exactly.
information highway. We're like, what the hell are you saying, lady? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Straight up. And this
No,
was
my fault.
this was before. This was before '95.
You don't want to
Yeah, so around like dial-up.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, around when the dial-up was like around, like
Yeah.
the AOL dial-up and everything.
No. It was before that
Before
too.
that,
I
okay.
knew before that. That's what I found out. The information highway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
computers was like the first thing. Now,
Straight
getting
up.
back to my point, my father was telling me that they're calling it the information highway is because, remember now, it's still a net. It's still a web.
Yeah.
It's collecting more
Information.
than what it's actually giving you.
So I could
Going
study.
fast. A highway's for you to move fast.
So
when you're
as you
driving.
even notice now, literally now in this world that we are living in right now, because of the information highway and the internet,
Yeah.
they have now have monopolized making profits off of our information
Information.
that
Yes.
we have volunteered
Yes.
freely.
data or data. Which one?
Thank you.
Data.
AKA
Data.
data.
Algorithm,
Data.
Algorithms.
Because
All of
if
that,
you
man.
ever noticed that, like, say for instance, certain things, if you checked up or whatever, certain things were related will come up on your.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, because you're
Stuff like
searching
that.
all the time.
That's-
Why do you think
That's
this thing is
AI.
called a smartphone?
Yes.
It is collecting more information about you than what you are doing because the average person is doing more entertainment value
Yeah, on the phone.
on the phone than actually getting information from it. But it's collecting information about you, your likes,
Yeah,
your
everything
dislikes,
you watch.
when you're gone on
I knew
vacation.
about the phone long time, yo. You see how you talking
What
about the
y'all
phone?
do with
Yo,
your
You see how
family?
you
Yo.
talking about the phone?
What you not do with
I
the
can-
family?
I can tell you one thing. I never always had a phone. My brother would tell
Yo,
me.
check
I
this.
knew about this shit a long time ago. People won't believe me. I only had a phone for the last maybe 7 years.
I came across a man that finally just had internet.
Never had no cell
the
phone
past
before.
year.
Yeah.
I seen the
blame you,
difference.
Because the man was like,
The
yo,
world
too
changed,
much. Yeah,
man.
because the world has changed. Everybody has Remember now, in regards to like even you sharing a memory of like you gone on vacation, someone had to come to your house and see your photo album.
It's true.
Nobody knew about you gone
When
on a
you-
vacation
yeah,
on what?
To the social.
Big.
I never been on the social till 2013. Look how much years that is. Like really, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
Was that no social till 2013? So all the 2000s, I wasn't even on no social. Like
I honestly think that every technology that comes out,
Them
there's a
10
little bit
years.
of fear with it when it's
Well,
new.
that's what it was like when it came to like
You know what I'm
online
saying?
dating and everything at first. When everybody was like, "Well, can I really trust who like I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
was
be
just
seeing?"
watching.
and then
all that.
after a while, then everybody
now
just
everybody it's like more like a
acclimates
normal
and then,
sense.
you
Yeah,
know?
it's more acclimated.
so
now.
when like if you look at it, when most of these socials became big, what year was like Instagram big first started?
that was like in the late 2000s, because
14,
remember,
14, 15.
14, right?
Around that
I don't know. It was more to me. Instagram was more like the women had it. Correct me if I'm wrong. First, like
What
dudes
year?
weren't really didn't even know what it was.
What year did it come out? Instagram.
I can't remember. Though,
I think
exactly.
13 or something like
Google
that.
it. Check
No,
it.
like
maybe
maybe like
11?
20.
2010 or
Google
something,
that.
No, like
I want to know.
or 11.
Interesting.
I
I
don't know.
just want to
Google
find
it.
out, when did Instagram
When
become
did
big?
Instagram come out?
Was Facebook before Instagram?
yes.
Facebook? Yes.
When was Facebook?
Facebook
Oh.
came out? No.
Oh yeah, I just remembered.
Sure.
Smart. Excuse me. Smart actually stands for. Excuse me. It's a It actually stands for self-monitoring, and reporting technology. So what the fuck is all this shit reporting? Who is they reporting all this shit to?
So Instagram was
That's
released
trippy.
in 2010.
What?
Yeah, 2010,
You know
yeah.
2010?
Been out.
So
What I was
we're
doing,
in
I wasn't thinking of no
13
social media.
years.
13 years we're in deep.
13 years this October. Since.
Well, 2010.
That's what I'm saying. At that time, dudes didn't really know. I don't even know if the mic's picking me up. Dudes didn't really know what it was. At
No, I know
those
about
times.
social
'cause
media.
you
No,
didn't have
I'm
no
not gonna say
DM.
that. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I didn't have an Instagram.
I'm not gonna
Most
lie.
guys
I
didn't
never
have
had
an
no Instagram 2010.
Celebrities and
I never had no
influencers.
Instagram 2010. I got an Instagram like 2000, if not 2016.
There was a whole. Who asked for a letter? There was a whole. Someone asked for a letter.
And
There
then
was a
Facebook
whole.
started in 2004.
Yeah.
2004. Okay, I had a Facebook, probably.
I had a Facebook, but I still
Let
do.
me see.
You know what I mean?
Fuck Facebook.
2003,
Fuck Instagram.
yeah.
Fuck all y'all niggas.
Ah.
2003, I had a Facebook maybe.
No, I have a love and hate relationship with.
Or
Instagram.
2005.
So
No,
do I, but I just
2005.
do it
as-
for the
Social
certain
media
purposes.
became like more popular before the Facebook because I still remember when it was like what was it, Black Planet?
I wasn't on Black Planet really.
Like people were using
When
it
was
for
Black
like
Planet?
trying to meet people. Like
Black
that one
Planet
was
was
like
going on from 99, 98, yo.
Yeah,
Trust
like-
me.
I wasn't on
there
that
was
shit.
MSN Messenger.
I was too busy that time. I didn't need that
When I
shit. That was
seen
the
that
time when you
shit,
could.
That's what I was convinced. A pure lies, people inventing themselves, making their own identities, and all of that shit. I went, what? He showed me all of this from his workplace. See?
Who?
Neville and Neville and Marcel.
Oh,
It's
yeah, bless, rest in
remember,
peace.
Niggas telling stories that nobody else knows about.
No,
except
Brethren
them.
from back in the days he's talking about.
Remember the telephone booth where they used to sell like all different things for for cell phones and all accessories and stuff in the malls and stuff. Telephone booth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to work for there, and they would go online right there showing me all this shit. I'm like, this is the first time I'm getting exposed to social media and stuff. I'm like
what year was
MSN
that?
and all
What-
of this stuff.
what-
I went, yo man, I don't know about this.
What year was that?
I go, this was like in 99.
99.
1999. I go, I don't know about all of this.
You get a message on that, you think you don't even think it's a human.
yes, it was hot. It was
Back
when
then.
Hotmail, when everybody got the email account, and then when Hotmail came out with MSN Messenger,
Yeah.
is when
That's
the
when you really
social
said
media
it.
And
started to come
Yahoo.
out.
Right.
And
Yahoo.
Yahoo.
Right.
Yahoo
Right.
Messenger.
And then you know what came afterwards?
You're right.
BBM.
BBM came.
afterwards.
I think that was the most impactful
Berry.
one out of
The
all of them.
BBM with the BlackBerry was
What
the
year was
most
that, though?
impactful.
Because
What year was BlackBerry? 2000.
that's
2010.
That one was probably like 1999, 2000.
BlackBerry.
Yeah, man.
BBM. BBM was later. Like
BBM. was in
Blackberries were
2000s.
around, but the whole BBM messenger shit, that was around. I'm gonna say
Hold on, let me
13
check.
and
2013.
up or something like that,
Yeah. Yeah.
or
What?
maybe earlier.
Earlier
Than
than that.
that. 11. Because I remember
BBM was
like
going
the
on
curve.
earlier than
The
that.
curve came out in 11 or something like that.
BBM was going
You
on.
know what?
earlier
I
than
didn't
that.
know because I didn't have a phone.
BlackBerry was around in 1984.
No,
that's-
BBM.
But
BlackBerry
the BBM
Messenger.
came out when the smartphone of the BBMs were in 2002.
See?
2002.
What?
I was young, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a young.
No,
man.
no,
I
no,
didn't
no,
think-
no,
I
no.
didn't think about
Yes,
that shit. I couldn't
because
even-
you know why? I see my
I'm not-
posing them with the BlackBerry and all them things. I go, you
Yo,
mother.
2002.
Well,
But hold
You wanna
on.
know
Are
why?
we talking
'Cause-
about the same era? I'm talking about the era when it was popular. Like when black people made it popular. Hip hop made it
Okay,
popular.
05 then. 05,
It was-
06,
it was that early?
07. Yes. Around them
Well,
times.
early them
Oh,
times.
02?
I
02
I,
sounds
I
crazy
remember
though.
because I was working at Bell Mobility
me
and the
see.
BlackBerry.
That's the one with the ball?
I had two Blackberries.
You had
The
Blackberries?
following release
No, the
of it
picture, the
first.
Yeah, I had two Blackberries, man. Trust me, I got
Shit,
through all
man,
the
that
eras,
bad.
man. I had a
See,
pager,
manufactured
I had
in
the
1999
roller,
to
Time
2016.
flies.
brick, you know
Time
what I'm
flies,
saying?
yo.
I had the
Time
Panasonic.
1999.
I had it all, bro.
I was
Man,
working at Bell Mobility, and
those
that was
times,
the
I was in
popular
another
thing to
space,
have
man.
because remember
I
right
didn't
now,
have
in regards to
nothing like
social,
that.
when you were
I don't
going
know.
out
For some
now,
reason I feel
and
like
even for
BBM
like
was
the club
later.
promoters,
Nah, man.
I was doing promotion at the time,
Yeah?
and I can tell you this right now, even to like meet up with like ladies and everything, It was the BBM
Yeah,
because it was
parties
more
and
secure.
everything. Yeah, parties
You
and
weren't
everything.
having the person's
BBM,
phone
and there-
number.
and there was BBM meets.
Yeah.
There was groups and everything in
and all
that.
like
They had like a
For like
blast.
the
Like,
parties
you could,
and
Yeah,
everything
BBM
being
blast.
set up.
you could do like a blast. I forgot what it was
Yeah.
And
called though.
sometimes they
But
do
now-
the car.
It's like an announcement.
They have a thing
the
called
police check out,
censorship.
they tell them
So-
what-
Ride checks and shit.
Yeah, ride checking out.
Ride
All
checks
the stuff
fire.
we're
So let's
talking
get
about-
back. Yeah.
All this
Yeah,
stuff
we
we're
went
talking
way off
about,
topic.
censorship is affecting it. No, you're still on the topic.
We're still on the
All the
topic,
stuff
but
what
these
you're
are all the
talking about,
platforms that we're using. But
Censorship now has
running.
broken all of that shit down because there's Black Planet, but that's not popular anymore. Facebook is there, but it's not
Yeah,
as
but
like
check
it
this
was
out, but check this
before.
out.
Because it goes with the generation
You know
that
what?
the kids are
Let's go
finding
back to
popular.
the BBM and stuff. You know why they cut down like pages and all of that and everything? Because it was harder to get
The
down
government, they
the-
weren't letting the government
you know what I mean?
get the
Like,
information.
It's hard to like get the
Yeah,
information.
BlackBerry had the
Yeah, that's
encrypted
right.
thing.
Encryptions.
That's why they knocked out BlackBerry
because
because
you know,
the messages
because
were
check
well
this out,
encrypted.
because when all the illegal things are going on,
You can't
right?
really trace
It's
it.
hard. Like, they
couldn't
can
trace
they
it.
can get it, but it's harder.
And remember, the big example was when Obama said that he did not want to give up his BlackBerry when he came into presidency. If you remember.
I think I
Yeah.
heard
Because they
something.
wanted to know his information inside
Yeah.
the phone and everything,
That's
and he
right.
was like, "I'm not giving up like my BlackBerry."
Blackberry.
Yeah.
He made that kind
The
of
same thing
popularized.
too. Trump was also the same thing too with his BlackBerry. He never gave up none of that information at all when he's being like
Yo,
indicted
to be
or
honest-
anything
to
like
be honest,
that.
you
yo.
know what? The best encryption sitting still right now, it's still not. It's still ones, but pagers.
Yeah,
Pagers.
Pagers and the Blackberries are still the ones like that.
But
are
there's no
like,
Blackberries in operation anymore, is there?
BlackBerry has an app.
think
I
they
mean,
have-
like,
There's an
I
app
think,
of
like,
the BlackBerry, but nobody really uses it
dentists
that much
use them and
because
shit. I don't know.
they now gone over
Doctors,
to what
Doctors
is
and
it?
shit. Yeah.
What are the apps
But,
that
yo,
everybody's
you-
using now? WhatsApp and what's the next one now? There, Telegram.
Oh, Telegram.
Yeah,
man.
Telegram and all them things. That,
You know what's interesting though? Like, some good could come out of this shit because all the censorship shit, because it will force people, you know what I mean, to create their own platforms. You get what I'm case in point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Earthquake,
Down,
down to earth, create your own shit, and he brought. What did you just say? You said something about tech, something about tech, and it just made me think about the blurs.
Yeah. The
Right?
birds.
The
Yeah,
black
we're talking about
nerds.
the Blackberry. Yeah.
Yeah, you said encrypted, and that word just made
Yeah.
me think about nerdy shit, right? So where the blurs at? Like, I've been saying this.
They're there, but they can't really be.
It's their
Say-
time right now,
there's-
because, like, the world is running like Revenge of the Nerds, right? The people that's about to
yeah.
run the world right now are technocrats, like, people that's
Oh, you nailed
big
it.
in
Ones
technology
that
and
never
shit.
were like feeling like
Elon Musk,
all that stuff. Yeah.
The Amazon dude, I forgot his name. You know, all of them, Bill Gates, these nerdy
Remember that movie,
motherfuckers.
Revenge of the Nerds.
I remember that movie.
Remember that movie?
We need some blurs though to build the software and all the stuff that we can use, and like, imagine a hip hop YouTube that just, come on, that's gonna blow every other platform
gonna
out the
ask you-
water.
yeah, I was gonna
I
just
mean,
ask you
World
what-
Star. I mean,
like
when Q died, it was like whatever, you know.
All right, but I want to get now to the real subject that me and you were also like doing, and I did
Yeah.
a live earlier about
Let's
that.
go, cause I don't know what this is yet.
you want to get down
Yeah,
to
we
earth
I
like
want to
that.
get down to earth with this one right here.
All right.
All right. So as you guys all know, like there was a
Taking my
Canada-wide
lighter.
like protest in regards for like having the children being pulled out of school because the parents are not agreeing to the rainbow, or as what I like to call them, the confused people, but society wants to label them as LGBT community.
I don't even know how much letters
Removing
and
all of that out of
numbers
like
in
the
it too now.
teachings for their children in the schools,
Crazy.
in the indoctrination system, which they call the educational system. Now, what happened was that the mainstream media and the government have now teamed up with the confused people, them, stating that the parents are doing hate speech in regards to the teachings of this type of like lifestyle, which I still think
It's a death style.
yeah, it's a death style. And it's behind closed doors, so why the hell do kids need to know about anything about that when it's behind closed doors? They don't even know about their mom and dad doing whatever happens
Yeah.
behind closed doors.
I said let kids
All
be
right.
kids.
Thank you.
I mean,
So this is
Children.
what's going on, and the media has like now counteract in regards to parents having a voice in regards to their rights, in regards to what their children want to be taught in school,
Yeah.
to allowing this on. So I'm wondering, what are you, my brother's thoughts on this type of subject right
you want to go
here?
first? You go first.
First of
Go
all,
on.
because I have a family, a good sized family, I already seen this coming already, right? So if you believe with our eyes that people want to be, I'm gonna be straight up because this is gonna go on Rumble. I'm gonna be straight up, right? No filter, Sean Murray.
Yeah,
A
go on.
woman want to be a man, and a man want to be a woman, and then now they want to create something what is natural, like when a man and a woman come together to have children. So they're
Yes.
making a whole mockery of creation now, and
Thank
you
you.
have to accept
right.
it. And
No.
if you don't accept it, no, in their eyes,
Yes, I know that.
for
yeah.
expression, right? You could have the feeling, but this is why I'm going against the grain, Rumble. But if you express it, that's your opinion, right? You are going to be demonized in their system.
All right, what's your opinion, my brother?
My opinion is that kids should be kids. Let them grow
Children.
up. Children should be children because they have a sponge mind, right? And it's a young mind.
I
Right?
agree.
So the mind is still growing. You get what I'm saying? So like how should I say it? Sexuality should not be exposed to them at an early age, like that. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
I agree.
On the real, because all right, let me just get real here. Down to earth.
Yes.
Would you let them watch a porno at that age?
No. See? You're
I
right.
wouldn't.
No,
Exactly.
no, I'm just saying. Would you let them watch a porno at that age?
Yeah.
Would
The
you
young
even
age?
want
Just
them
put it
walking
in
in
the
while
visual.
you're making love to your
That-
woman too?
Okay then.
Yeah.
So,
So like,
like
You know
I'm
what?
saying
You're right.
again,
You got to give them the visual. You see how you
so,
said
like
that?
I'm saying, like,
If you
again,
really put it
so
like that
let
way.
them be children.
Yeah.
thank you.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree.
Let them be children. You know what I mean?
Because what is it? What do they want to display to the children really now? Like
But hold
real
on.
facts.
Let's hear Crown's opinion
Yeah.
first before we all jump in at it. So go ahead, like it.
All right, let's see.
Because I know you don't have any youths yet, but you do have like little
nieces and nephews and
Yeah.
stuff like
And
that.
this is what they're now being exposed to in the school system. What are your thoughts as like an uncle that is like, of course, strong about your thoughts on things? So go ahead, share.
I'm gonna put it like this, yo. I'm kind of off of what he said a little bit, right? I'm not religious or nothing like that, right?
Yeah.
But this shit is straight up satanic, bro.
Thank you.
It's satanic. It's demonic. It's wrong, yo. Right and fucking wrong. Like, come on, man. Right and blood clot wrong. Like, we know what's right from wrong. Like, what's really going on? My thing is, what really irks me is the parents that's I don't even know if I can call them parents. That's carrying their children to these drag shows and shit. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Listen.
the children are innocent every time, all time, right?
Yeah.
These are grown adults. The grown men that's dressing up like broads and shit. These are grown adults doing this shit, playing dress up around
But, you know,
children.
see, this
And
where
then
it
you
gets-
got their parents,
Hold on,
which is
yeah,
also
I'm
grown
gonna drop
adults.
a bomb for
playing
all these
house.
confused people, them, but I'm gonna go and say something.
With the little
because
innocent ones
me
there.
ready for lick out them blood
You see what I'm
clots
saying?
when me ready for talk right now.
And I'm gonna say this to sum it up. You could look up the connection between the Church of Satan and these people with this rainbow shit. Okay? They openly worship Satan. They openly do that shit. Like, okay? So It's like
That's why I said it's freedom of speech is a game, right? It's what they allow you to do and what they can do.
Look. You know what?
listen. At the end of the day, the truth is gonna ring out, no matter what. You get what I'm saying?
But it's
So,
what they
best
can do.
terminology
It's-
for you.
it's-
It's like this.
Yes.
It's like this. With liquor, they legalize it, right? But you can't drink and drive,
Yeah.
right? See?
Yeah.
But you have the choice to buy it, right? So the freedom of speech, right? Same thing. So you have the freedom
No
to
choice.
to say what you say, but there's consequences
With
With
your
your
choices.
for
choices.
your choices.
Yes. And that now comes to my point with all of them blood clot there right now. And I'm going to lick them out well and true with it, here and now with it. I don't business what you want to do behind closed doors.
nobody does.
Because
Nobody does.
I
Nobody
don't
really
want to
does.
hear
Yeah.
Nobody
a
does.
next person I bang out them woman, even next bed to
Nobody,
me.
exactly. Straight
in
people don't
regards
want to
to,
hear like
Guan.
what the
Yeah.
fuck?
So, in regards to that now, my whole thing is this. If your actions that you are doing behind closed door cannot create a child to come into this world, who the fuck is you to have any type of say
That's a great fucking point right there.
in regards
Great
to
point.
what a child
That's a great point.
should be raised up and seeing?
That's why I said death style earlier.
Yeah, well,
Thank
how is the
you.
family being made anyways?
nothing to do
How
with
is
life.
the
Thank
family
you.
being made
Because
really?
a child knows that it's coming from a mother and father, not from man and man, not from woman and woman. It's coming from,
Well, they ain't that no more either.
well, yeah, with science
You
now.
get
and
what I'm
everything
saying?
now
They
going,
ain't that no.
But
They now.
They,
It's not
and
even
this
that
is what
no
they're trying
more.
to do with the whole entire
Fuck.
like digital information.
Everything
because
but what
they can take away the
nature
handwriting
says.
because that's what you were getting from books.
Yeah.
Books was in handwriting.
Yeah.
With this digital
Person
shit now,
writing is
you can
looking
now
up.
wipe it out well quick and say like now man and man were having children. Woman and woman now
So
we're
now,
having
listen,
children
the
that quick.
opinions of each individuals now, unpopular opinion, is where they make this freedom of speech is just an illusion, because unpopular opinion, what we're talking about, is political, which they have the power to put into politics and into law. So now when you like, but we're intelligent enough, because I could say it, that you can't crucify me for my opinions because it's reality.
The whole example of
You're gonna
this
use
whole-
religion,
yes.
right? If you're going to use in the religion route, some people say they don't believe in religion or whatever, right? But we use good and evil, and there's law. Where
Mm-hmm.
if you do a crime,
Laws
go out
of
there.
man.
Are you free? You could go freely, go rob a bank, but there's always gonna be a consequence
There's
in the
consequences to your
rules what they
choices.
have
Yes.
made, and you
Pretty much
you could
saying-
get
no,
away.
You're pretty much saying you got the freedom to do it.
You could get away with it.
You got the
Yeah,
freedom
you have
to
to.
do it.
I could do anything. I could go
got the
take
freedom to do
anything
it.
I want, and that's what's a gangster. A gangster don't go by the rules, so he could take anything he wants. But it's the
So I
consequences
move.
it comes with. The consequences.
Those
Do you
consequences
want those
are-
consequences? Some guys are more safe. They're not putting themselves in that position.
Some
Yeah,
people
I mean-
would rather like sleep with peace in their head at the end
Yeah.
of the night. Yes.
So it's the individual,
Yes.
right? So now society now will crucify people like us because our opinion is not a popular opinion, but it's reality.
Because
People don't want to
it's
face reality.
the
No, we're,
They
we're
can't
talking.
crucify us,
No, no,
bro.
look at this. I'm gonna say this way.
can't
Let me just
crucify
say
us.
this right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come down to
Go
earth.
on, yeah.
That, nah,
This
go on.
fight, where you saw in the Capitol around this, imagine they're fighting parents who have children
Yeah.
and big adults are coming out against parents. Look, just say
That's
traditional
what I'm trying
parents.
to say.
You know what the
truth
funniest
about it.
that-
things I noticed
It's like,
on YouTube, because that's the only like knowledge I had of this, right? Not from the news. I don't watch the news. So on YouTube, I saw. That's why I was listening to you when you were talking about the march, because I got like a little quick,
Quick of it.
you know what I mean, on the timeline. And I'm a comment reader. I'm sorry, it's an addiction. So I went in the comments, and every comment is a sensible person that's going against the
Yeah.
and saying, yo, the media is on some bullshit, trying to make it seem like.
Yeah. that
You get what I'm
like
saying? That's
hating
why
the
I asked you
LGBT
protect
community.
who from who. I want
That's
some.
what it is.
I want
That's
some
what they're trying to
clarity
do.
because I was
They're
reading the
trying
comments.
to protect the LGBT. They're trying to protect the fuckery.
Every comment
To be
was
preached
a
on our
Canadian
children.
saying, "Yo, this is some bullshit."
Because it's
But yet
something
the news broadcast, if it's like traditional like earlier eras, right? There's no comment section. It's just we watch the news. It's like food. We
This is how I
ingest
want
it
to
and we
combat this
believe
whole
it.
thing we're talking about.
You know
Because
what I'm saying?
With the
people are
kids,
going to
yes.
say that
Let's
we're
get
The
back
people
to it.
know now,
they'll-
like they
they'll
can't
categorize
really censorship
like
censor anything.
hate and all this shit. But let me
Yes.
clarify this shit.
But
In
that
hip
brings
hop
back to my
music
point.
now,
Mm-hmm.
they promote the killing. Sorry to sound be straight up, even if it's
Yeah, but
some
but
make
that's
believe.
because we do that
no,
shit.
No, but this is what I'm just coming out
You get
with
what
now.
I'm saying?
No. This
We
is not-
do that
no,
shit.
I know that, but I'm gonna hit this out with what we're talking about right now. We're talking about.
We love
what
that shit.
We were talking about is very controversial, right?
What's very
I'm gonna hit you.
controversial,
This is
yes.
what I gotta hit them with. The hip hop music, you have people talking about murdering and shit like that, right? And then you have people like 6ix9ine, and as the evolution came, make a mockery of it, and it's like showing a murdering cult. Like, you get what I mean? It's a negative energy, like it or not, right? And then he could say the N-word all he wants, right? People could say the N-word. They popularize the N-word. Everybody's saying the N-word.
Can you
Right?
blame them? I'm not even gonna front, like, bro.
The media promoted it in the so-called freedom of speech. This is where I'm getting to. The media promoted it in the so-called freedom of speech.
I don't know, bro.
So it's a hate word, right? So if you say something like the F word, you know what I'm talking about. Like it or not, we've been talking this whole time, but you can't use
What?
the F word.
Forgot? The fuck?
But
It was a word that people used to say. Like, it's not.
Batman.
It's not.
But
like,
when you use that word, it's a hard
why though?
because
Okay,
is
so
how
what
to
if?
make it.
That's what I'm saying. So I just used it, right?
yeah.
If a white person says nigga with the ER on the end,
Yeah, it's
like,
on.
it's on.
The thing that bothers
So
me
it's
is
like-
like, but back to my point with it really is just that it shouldn't be in a school system if your actions of what you are doing, again, cannot bring a child into this world.
They don't care.
You should not have a say
Yeah.
in regards to it being in the educational
No, for sure,
indoctrination
for sure,
So
for
they're,
sure.
just, they're
system.
just trying
For
to
sure.
force it. They don't care.
I understand that. They've
Yeah.
always been trying to force it
They-
in
and
regards.
and they're
Think
trying to
about
put
it
it
even
down
right
more
now,
deeper.
why like even our like reggae music where it was like we couldn't even have our artists come up here into North America
Because
for a
of-
long
yeah,
time.
because of that.
Because of the promotion of us saying like Bun out Chichiman, Bun out Batiman,
Yeah.
all of that. They killed off a lot of our artists' them revenue of money for freedom of speech. So that right there is where was one of the biggest
that's
examples
what I'm
of
saying.
where
It's tricky though because then they could come with that, you know, devil's out. No, I'm gonna say I'm God, Jah advocate right now. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
we
So
are.
so they could come say like the opposite side could say, so what about the N word then?
Yeah, that's what I'm
How
saying.
come we don't have the freedom of speech to use the N word? Like if
because
if
who's
the-
controlling the platform in the words of like the N-word being
black
the-
people?
We do.
And
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It gets
Right.
kind of blurry right there.
And I get that. But
That's
our
why I'm like,
situation.
yo, the whole freedom of speech thing is a facade because it depends on, like you're saying, who the platform.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're amongst, because I know they use it when they're listening to 50
Yeah.
Cent or whatever, they're using it, bro.
Yeah.
But when they're amongst us, they'll skip the N word. You know what I'm saying? We gotta keep it real, man. There's white rappers now that's big.
Yeah.
So it's like they
Yeah.
feel entitled. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it's
When they're
true.
not around us, we
Yeah.
all know
That we
someone
gotta
that's
pass.
Caucasian or European that uses.
Yeah, it's
they
true.
say they don't say it with no like. I don't think it's like no
check
But
this
we
out.
malicious.
all are like
But
culture
so
like
since-
do
since
that.
you
Man.
brought
We
that
all
up, right?
do that.
So do we get a pass for calling them honky and cracker and all of that? Do we get a pass for that?
That's the
No,
thing.
I just want to know. Do we get a
This-
pass?
this
for
is
that?
the thing.
No, because the white people feel that get a pass to call
I'll answer that. I'll answer that.
I want to know that.
I'm gonna
I
say
don't let
Dave.
no white
hold on.
person
I'm
that
gonna say
knows me
Dave
get a
Chappelle.
pass.
No. I'll answer that on a personal level,
Okay,
right?
I don't let no white person
No,
that knows
He
me get a pass.
said
for
it the
that,
other
though.
way. He said, "Do we have a pass to say
we have a
honky
pass?
and cracker and shit?"
Yeah.
So I'm gonna answer it like this.
If they
right?
act like one, yeah, they're gonna get called it.
Okay, that's my thing. People can say what the fuck they want.
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
that's
you're
my
right, you're
personal
right, you're
answer.
right, you're right.
But society's
I
answer
call it as
is
I see it. If you're one of those fucking cracker or honky type of like motherfuckers, I'm gonna call you out for it, brethren. I don't business.
But the vice versa, no. What if it's none of that? We're not acting like niggas and all that, you know. And they do, you know, a white guy, I go, you know, to a song, you know, yo, what up, nigga, and all them things. That's what I try to say. Like, do they get a pass for calling, you know, saying nigga and all them things?
wait.
6ix9ine,
You know what I
6ix9ine
mean? So,
did.
all right, then, so should we get a pass for saying
No, it's
you
not.
honky motherfucker? You
No,
know,
it's
you
not the same
you
thing.
crack
No,
'em,
right.
you know, that's what
I'm not even
No.
saying that. All
Yeah.
I'm saying is people are going to say what they want
Want
to
to
say.
say.
That
yeah.
is real freedom of speech, even if
Yeah.
it's hate.
That's why I like Americans more better because
Even
when
if
they
it's
say,
hate
like,
speech,
yeah, I don't
it's
like
supposed
you
to be-
goddamn
they're supposed to
niggas,
allow
I
to
respect them more
speak
so than the
their-
Canadians out here.
Yo,
They're supposed to
I
be
want to
free
go on to
to
the
s-
next topic because I call this the hit list.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's
hit it.
Okay, we know our brother from.
Conclusion.
No. Wait, how long?
For this episode.
For this episode, we're still
Yeah.
going, guys. This is a
Yeah.
pause, man. This
This
is
gotta
like
be
50.
this gotta
How
be a-
long is that?
55.
You're still going down to earth, guy. There's a subject I want to
55.
hit,
All right.
and he
let's hit it.
deserves it.
5 minutes.
5 minutes? Why?
Well, we're done in 5
Not
minutes.
done in 5 minutes.
Oh, we can go. Okay.
Go longer than that,
know
man.
but
I thought we
put
were
a
doing
part-
hour.
You
Okay,
gonna do
let's
a
go.
part two?
Yeah.
Because I have something.
No, go
really
ahead.
to
Go ahead. Go
man.
ahead.
I'm saying now, you know, Tory Lane's been locked up for a while now.
Yeah,
We all
I
know,
know
we all
what
know.
you're
Come
talking
on.
about.
Yo, you know
We're
what?
Brooklyn, honey.
I just analyzed the whole thing, and people say whatever conspiracy
What's
shit.
that?
And I did do a part on this long time ago.
Yeah.
It's on Rumble, right? Now,
I'll be
the
back.
whole story you know about Tory, right? I'm just gonna fast forward this shit. It's funny now they transferred him to one of the most dangerous prisons in the West Coast somewhere where
No, I didn't
most
even know
people
about that.
die, have a high rate of death, murder in that prison. So it's like playing what I'm seeing. I'm just giving the visual. It's like even if he goes somewhere else after that, it's like they're trying to play with his whole like, you know, like
To just plead guilty.
he already got the 10. But yo, if you go there, what
Wait,
they
they
say,
gave him the
he got the
sentencing?
10 years.
So
alright?
where is he doing time?
Wait.
Is it not
They're
in
moving
Florida?
him from-
Wait.
They're moving him to
Wait,
this
so
prison
he got,
in Cali.
Where?
he got
Cali,
sentenced
Cali,
for 10 years,
California.
yo?
Oh, because it
I didn't
happened in
catch
Cali.
this, yo.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, they're moving him to a prison where it's
So he
high
pl-
death rates.
Wait, did he plead guilty or did they...
No, they sentenced him. He didn't plead guilty.
His sentence is.
He didn't plead
That's
guilty.
why you got shipped out, because you got sentenced.
He never pleaded guilty
Yep. He sentenced him, man.
On what?
on
New
the charge,
mugshot and
on
everything.
those whatever charges. People didn't analyze. Of basically endangering people by releasing whatever they say firearm. That's what they're gonna accuse him.
I don't know the official
And
charge.
shooting.
I haven't
No,
really.
I
this is
don't know
what
the
I
whole
seen.
story.
Their
That's what I'm trying to
reports. I
say,
seen the
yeah.
reports. What I seen in the beginning, right? This is the thing, that the release of the bullet wasn't like directly at nobody. Whatever was going off was going on in the air
In
and
the
all
air.
types of shit. And whatever went was ricocheted into the person who said they probably got some shot in their foot.
Bro, you know, I came to my own personal conclusion on this whole thing, and it was this:
That's what they're accusing him of.
the Most
with
High,
these firearms.
him, the girl that and the people that were in that car know what happened.
Maybe he
I
didn't
ain't
shoot
never
up-
gonna know.
Yo, check this.
Yeah.
He
I'm
probably
never
never had
gonna
to
know,
shoot
but
nobody. Maybe he didn't shoot
I just
You see what I'm
nobody.
saying?
My vibe and my energy is just showing me.
I just
real
seen this
on a
movie
real
so
king,
many
like, my
times
energy
of
and
the
my
brothers
vibes
getting
are
set up
like,
and-
I
there.
just pure fuckery are going on.
Yeah,
There's another girl there. yo.
it don't.
Yeah. That's just fuckery.
Bless.
Peace. It don't suffice to like
Yo,
even
there was another girl there, Meg's
entertain
friend,
none of
and
this shit,
that's
bro.
the girl he
It's
said.
all tragic at the end of the day.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
for him.
Yeah, it's
He's
all
the
tragic.
victim.
It's all tragic.
It's actually now the man. Like people don't want to hear. It's bad. He has bad. The man is the victim of this.
This
whole
goes
shit.
to show you in regards to like what I always say. It's like you can't always believe in the camp that's around you. You have to know yourself and the quality of yourself, because these are the type of things that can get you in our problems.
Another. don't even know.
Yo,
'Cause
I
I
just
wasn't
see
there.
that-
I wasn't
I
there, so.
I'm not there, but my whole thing in the
wasn't
vibes
there,
that I'm
yo.
catching from it, my brothers, is just this is like,
Yo, it's like a cruise, like what you see, like, sorry to say it, to compare it, but he's on like a trial, like Jesus. In America, going to America to see, cause yo, check this, that
Let me
blue.
tell you this
I'm gonna
right now.
compare this. This, you know that blue face guy?
yeah.
They have him on camera. I seen it, and they accused him. But look, he must know somebody real high, shooting up.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
Did he get any
Is there a next
time?
one?
I forgot what
my
happened
next
with that,
one.
but he didn't get no time.
He did, the man shot in a house. Do you hear that he got time like Tory? Are they investigating that shit? Man,
I don't-
Yo, I
I
saw it on camera, you know.
I think it was a self-defense thing.
I saw it
I'm
on
gonna be on a
camera.
real
I
though,
think
my
it was
brothers.
self-defense.
When
I
it comes
think
to
so.
me
I
hearing
think.
about like these artists getting locked up and such, I don't really follow it too much.
No, I don't follow it too
wanna-
much, but just seeing that these are big
Because you know what,
influencers.
the story to me, this is what I'm trying to get
Yeah.
at. The story to me, with in regards to what they want to call a justice system, is a joke system to the I and I.
Yeah,
Everything is in all regards to like making an example out of the civilians.
yeah,
But not really, making an example out of the people who we now entrusted in regards to making sure that these laws are being upheld throughout all levels of people in life. They're only doing it to the ones that they can actually make an example out
yeah.
of,
It is an example.
right? The ones who they can touch and make an example out of, that's who they're doing it to. But the way how we have a system where we can look at like certain government officials, certain cops, certain things like that, where we know that these people have like broken against the law, but they're all they get. Well, you just get suspended, but with pay. No time.
So many
Remember,
cases like that.
Shine? He got for shooting up in the air with
Yeah.
Puffy 10 years, about over 10 years. He got 10
You
years.
see what I'm saying?
And I hate to say this, man, but fuck. I hate to say this, but when it initially happened, because you said make an example, right? So that hit me right in the
Yeah.
head. I was like, yeah, I remember saying that. When it initially happened, I remember saying that to a family member, like, yo, it was the talk of the town. Everybody was talking about it.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, they're gonna make an example out of him
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
from day one.
Example.
So when you
Big
said it just
example.
now,
A big example.
You want me
We
to get
all
more deep?
know that,
You
yeah.
want me to get more deep into it? Because
Let's
I
go on,
seen a
let's
clip
talk,
him
let's
talking
talk it.
about the industry, about how he
because he's not the
exposed-
first and he won't be
he
the
got
last.
his
He won't be the
masters.
last.
They do that.
He
too.
got his masters right before this whole thing, eh? He got out his contract right before this whole thing, right? Think of it. It's
So
gonna
that's
get
the
deep. You
reason
really
why,
want how
yeah.
far I'm gonna get deep? Okay, you seen what his pops was talking about with Jay-Z. I'm gonna go right before this whole
Right.
shit. Drake from Canada, getting big, one of the top, going up to take that mantle. Jay-Z always been around. Okay, Weekend, Pop too, in the industry, going up. Shit, a second Canadian.
Nelly Furtado.
Let me forget Tory Lanez. I'm talking with in the hip hop urban shit.
Okay.
He's there, but he was even before the Weekend. Let me check that, right?
Yeah.
You can't have Drake is like the biggest artist pop in the world, right? At one point, Tory Lanez was right behind, like right there,
Right there, yeah.
coming from Toronto. So, coincidence? Meg Thee Stallion's defense team is hired by Rock Nation.
I mean, yeah, there was a whole
You
like,
get what I mean? Like
there was a
people,
whole thing
it's a
online
whole
about that. Yeah,
status thing of imagine Drake as big as he is. If this whole thing's just slowed down Tory Lanez,
but
this just slowed him down.
it shows. It kind of makes sense if you understand how things operate, and because I'm a man that follow the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I believe in that quote big time. Anytime there's some type of conspiracy or scandal, just
Yeah.
follow the money, and you'll see
Exactly.
what's at the root of it, right?
Yeah,
So when you follow the money, you get to see like how these situations play
Okay.
out. You get what I'm saying?
No one has really talked about
you
this.
know.
Maybe they done a little clip of this. So Tory Lanez's father, after he was sentenced or whatever,
You got the money, you
He-
got the lawyers.
he
right?
was in his feelings and
Put
he
anybody
accused Jay-Z of being behind it because he never signed to Rock Nation. Remember, Jay-Z made this management group for rappers to manage rappers and athletes. I don't know if you heard about that, Rock Nation.
Yeah.
That's how he got Rihanna.
Who the fuck doesn't know about Rock Nation?
Right. So what he was, what Tory Lanez's pops was saying, I don't know if it's just anger that he didn't go with Jay-Z for management, so that's why
That's what I'm saying.
The sentence and all of
he
that.
helped Meg Thee Stallion
You gotta
get a
follow
good
the
defense.
money, man. Follow
Good
the
defense.
money.
And Tory Lanez is the top artist in the world, one of the top, right next to Drake and shit.
But it don't matter when there's money against you. There's big money against you.
That's what I'm just getting at, eh? That's the real
That's why I say, like, there's not a justice system. It's a
extra
joke.
innocent.
Because if they can have more money to pay you to stay in and locked up,
Remember said
instead of like the
Remember
Not
said-
righteousness.
just twerking
that-
on the
Come
line.
on now.
remember said this person is a business interest of that said company,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So aren't they gonna protect their business interest at all
Yeah.
costs? By any means
That's
necessary.
like assassination of another.
Always.
Like that's like
Always.
You basically kill somebody. Try
Always.
to assassinate someone's career
Aren't
because
they? Like-
yeah, he could have a lot of music out now. Still, he's gonna still probably get bigger than ever because of this whole shit. He has his supporters, but her now, right? It's gonna rebound. She's thinking her career is gonna be the same. No, the same sentence he's getting, she's gonna get a sentence.
Honestly, this
of people.
is just another one of them fucking stupid ass situations where it's like,
But you put a man really in prison. Really in prison.
no, I'm about to say why it's stupid. I'm not saying that. I'm saying
Man's
it's
in
a
prison.
stupid ass situation where it's like, yo, you could have
His
evident.
life could be at
It could
stake,
be
man.
the truth is evident, right? And this is the problem with the world. It's people that want to be wrong and fucking strong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's people that want to be wrong. They know the man is innocent,
Yeah,
yet they want to be wrong and strong.
yeah. That's where I'm getting to.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, the system doesn't care
Yeah.
if
So it's
you
like-
are like,
The court of public
Right,
opinion
yeah.
rules
Yeah.
overall.
And he and they,
Yeah.
what they're trying to put,
The
what
media
I read,
helps with that shit.
what they put out,
and that's what they want to put out in the media
that
about him.
there was some danger to the public. But you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna repeat this again. I never seen them analyzing no X-rays of the damage of the person, the victim, and
Thank
finding no evidence of the.
You
Of
gotta
the
go into them details. That's the thing. What I'm saying, like all that shit, like, bruh, she was twerking the neck, bro.
the night after.
Like, come on,
If
bro.
you got shot in the foot, how could he be moving with that foot?
It's not even about the moving. It's about the whole trauma
Yeah, the trauma.
from such a traumatic. If it's so traumatic,
Man,
shouldn't-
if
know
you
what I'm
real-
saying?
if
And
you
they
look
say
at
that's
this-
victim. Bruh, trust me. This
Okay.
this new world we're living in it's
Crazy,
it's
but, yo,
psychological, man.
That's down to earth so
That's
far.
the warfare now.
The hit
It's a
list.
psychological warfare now in this world today.
If you don't know yourself, you're fucking at them time, man.
All right, let's do a next one. Yeah,
Hit
let's
list,
cut
bless.
this one out. Yeah.
End this episode
Yeah.
right now. You don't know people. Thank you for tuning
Subscribe.
in.
Subscribe. You already done now.
You don't know off of the EQTV Down to Earth podcast. You don't know. You
Cheers,
heard it
really,
here
man.
first with all our hosts here. You don't know, man. From the Rastafari Samurai, never leaving you dry. Yeah, approve this message nationwide. You don't know, man. We are out.
How long was that one?